Welcome back. As we promised, we are going to cover a number of topics today, and we are going to start with the visit of the President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, as he was received yesterday by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The President held an iftar banquet for his UAE counterpart and discussed a number of issues of mutual concern. To shed more light on the visit, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone His Excellency Ambassador Hussein Haridi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you, madam.
Let's start, sir, if you permit me, with the historical ties that bind Egypt and the United Arab Emirates, as we are enjoying deeply rooted ties that dates for decades.
Well, the visit by Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, the President of the United Arab Emirates, came within the context of the excellent relations that have existed between President al-Sisi and the Emirati President. And the visit yesterday, of course, dealt with bilateral relations, particularly in the field of investments. And then, on the other hand, the situation in occupied Palestine in light of the resumption of fighting on the part of Israel against the Gaza Strip, plus the situation, the explosive situation in the West Bank. This is not the first time in the last few months that such a summit between the two countries has taken place. So, and also the visit comes, or the relations between Egypt and the United Arab Emirates, well, they come in the context, the framework of the excellent relations that exist between Egypt and the member countries in the Gulf Cooperation Council.
Yeah.
So the visit is a testimony of Egyptian interest in strengthening and expanding relations with the Gulf countries.
As you've kindly mentioned, sir, there is such an excellent relation between Egypt with the United Arab Emirates among the other Gulf states. How do you see the keenness of the heads of these countries and, of course, the President to gather and to convene for, I think, multiple times during the last period in specific, to make sure that everything is going to take place on the ground for a united Arab word and action regarding the Palestinian cause, in specific in light of the current escalations with the Israeli occupation forces returning back to launch strikes on the Palestinian territories and to break or to breach the ceasefire deal?
Well, I guess the visit comes after the extraordinary Arab summit that took place in Cairo on March 4th, as well as the emergency foreign ministerial of the Organization of Islamic Countries in Saudi Arabia a few days later. Mm-hmm. And in both meetings, there was an agreement on the Egyptian-sponsored relief and reconstruction plan in Gaza. Mm-hmm. So at the moment, I guess the emphasis is on how to go about implementing this plan. This plan is not only about reconstruction, it's only about governance and security in Gaza Strip in the post-war period.
Yeah.
And of course, the Arab countries are having contacts with the American administration in order to put an end to the fighting in Gaza and to compel Israel, to pressure Israel to go back to honor the ceasefire agreement that was signed back in January, but unfortunately the Israelis have violated it in the last few days.
Sir, one final question, because I should see the opportunity that I'm honored to have you via phone to speak a little bit about the Arab League, as we are celebrating 80 years of the establishment of the Arab League, and there was a speech or a word by the General Secretary of the Arab League, Mr. Ahmed Abul Ghait, when he said that for 80 years the Arab League is the platform, or is really representing the Arab action, the Arab unity, and working to put an end to the escalation and violence in the Palestinian territories, and to support the Palestinians to have their legitimate rights to have an independent Palestinian state with Al-Quds as its capital. How do you see the word, how do you see the Arab League role during the past 8 decades?
Well, in fact, the Arab League is associated with the Palestinian question. 3 years after the establishment of the League back in 1945, Israel was established in 1948, and ever since, the Arab-Israeli conflict was or has been the major concern and the major interest of the Arab League. And all of the summits, the Arab summits that have taken place ever since 1948, they have dealt with the Palestinian question, with all the developments in the Arab-Israeli conflict. And of course, back in 2002, the Arab Summit in Beirut adopted what's called the Arab Peace Plan, that is based on the concept of land for peace, normalization of relations with Israel, conditioned on the Israeli withdrawal from the occupied Palestinian territories, and the establishment of an independent state. So, and as I said earlier, the last extraordinary Arab summit that took place in Cairo early this month also dealt with the situation in Gaza as well as the West Bank. So the history of the Arab League is deeply associated with the Palestinian question and the right of the Palestinian people to exercise self-determination.
Well, Ambassador Hussein Haridi, thank you very much for your input, sir, and have a very good day. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.